Hey everybody, this past weekend I had the opportunity to go to Texas with my husband for two of our absolute best friends' wedding to celebrate them and also to visit family members, our aunt and our uncle, our 91-year-old Nana who is just sharp as a tack and makes me laugh until I cry. And I share this with you because I learned a lot about who I have become and a lot about how my thoughts about work-life balance, priorities, and my identity have really shifted in the last 6 to 12 months. And I wanted to share that with you because I trust that in me sharing this, someone will be able to kind of reflect back on their thoughts and maybe even embrace some positive changes based on what we're going to talk about today. So this past weekend, like I said, we took a long weekend of Friday through Monday, went to Texas, did all the things, visited all the people that we wanted to visit. I was super present in the moment, wasn't worried about the time, was just there and enjoying it. And when I came back from the trip is when it really hit me. I was like, wow. This is a completely different Jackie that went on this trip that would have been on this trip 6 to 12 months ago. Because quite honestly, I'm not sure old Jackie would have even went on that trip, let alone spent 4 days in Texas away from my work and my home. And let me tell you what shifted for me. Old Jackie would have said, I can't leave before this time on Friday because I have a call that I'm responsible for leading. I don't think we can stay till Monday. I think we better leave Sunday night, maybe even Saturday after the wedding late at night because I have responsibilities and calls to lead and people to see on Mondays. And I don't know, maybe we shouldn't stay out that late because I should work out in the morning or I should do this in the morning or, you know what, I don't know, I'm counting my macros right now and I better not mess up on my numbers. So shoot, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to go out to eat or maybe I need to be really cautious about what I'm doing while we're gone. That would have been old Jackie. Old Jackie also would have been super anxious traveling. Now, I'm not going to lie to you. I'm traveling on the plane is not necessarily my big thing. You know, I haven't totally gotten over like wanting to control everything. And what I will tell you is it is so much better. And here's what I realized why. It's connected to three things, okay? It's connected to this concept of work-life balance, priorities, and identity. And let me share with you how. So often I coach people and I hear people, including myself, talk about having this work-life balance. That's what I want. Work-life balance, work-life balance. And first and foremost, you need to identify what that means to you. And second, we need to just be real with each other. There is no such thing as the perfect balance in any area of your life. There are some days when there's going to be more family on the schedule than business. There are some days when business might be more on the schedule than family. Okay? There are things that are going to be off balance in our life. And here's what typically when I'm hearing people talk about work-life balance, including myself when I used to use that as an excuse for me, is typically we're heavy on the work end. Meaning we're craving work-life balance because we are spending so much time on work that we barely have enough time to spend with our loved ones or even on ourselves. And when we do get to spend time with loved ones, they're getting the short end of the stick, man. They're getting like tired, crabby, hungry Jackie. Like that's who my loved ones were getting when I was like 80 to 90% work and 10 to 20% family and myself, right? That's what was happening. And what I realized is, 4 to 6 months ago, I really, revisited my journey in faith. And I really started building a relationship with God and prioritizing that relationship with Him. So much so that He's part of my morning routine. And I realized that it was part of my identity that I am working towards every day being a good Christian woman and a good Christian wife. And knowing that's who I want to be, it prioritizes God in my life. meaning I do these things every morning because it's important to me. And what I started to realize was like, whoa, like I'm prioritizing God. Everything else is flowing. It's going, right? Nothing's burning to the ground. And God forbid, even if it did, I know that that's God giving me something that he wants me to work through for a reason, okay? And anyway, what it was teaching me was I can prioritize things that are important to me and still be able to show up and get my work done and go home and have energy for other people. Because I knew in my heart, when we go to identity, who do I want to be? So I want you to think about that. If you're someone that's also like, oh my gosh, I'm craving work-life balance, I ask you first to think, well, who do you want to be? Who do you want to be? And spiritually, mentally, emotionally, physically, who do you want to be? And I just want you to like make a list. And like I said, I shared a couple of mine, right? I want to be a good Christian woman, a faithful Christian wife. I am happy. I am strong. I am healthy. These are all parts of my identity and who I want to be, who I am, who I'm becoming stronger being. When we understand our identity, then we begin to see the priorities, right? Like, I understand that in order to be a good Christian woman and wife, I need to prioritize God and spend time with him. So I do. In order to be a good wife, I need to prioritize making time with my husband. Here's a really real story, right? 2 to 3 years ago, so focused on career that poor man got the short end of the stick in so many ways. I was in my phone, answering texts, not paying attention to conversations. Just for today, for example, he's catching a flight at the airport, and old Jackie would have said, hey, why don't you just get an Uber or drive yourself? And newly discovered Jackie has said, nope, I want to drive you to the airport because I want to spend time with you. So I'm not going to schedule any appointments this afternoon because it's important to me to be there for you, right? Because I have identified, like, in order to show up as the wife I want to show up as, I need to prioritize him. Maybe you're someone out there that's like, God, I want to show up as a better mom or a better dad or a better sister or brother, aunt or uncle or cousin or friend. I want to be a good friend. Well, what does that look like? And how are you prioritizing those people, those relationships, and showing them that you can prioritize them? Right? Like when we went away, I put up there's so many things in place, you guys, like reach out to other people for help when you're gone. Put up the email away message and just set the expectation. I won't be returning emails until such and such a date, right? When we get really clear on who we are, who we want to be, who we're becoming, it helps us collect and identify our priorities. Once we have our priorities, we're really able to establish boundaries that we feel confident holding because they feel good to maintain those boundaries so we can give our time and energy to the people we prioritize. And yes, we still go to work and we show up and we pour into the people at our work that we work with. I'm still able to do that. In fact, I'd argue I'm able to do it better because I've learned how to prioritize those people that I love and that are there for me, and the people that are around me in my work. I surround myself with people that are going to support me. Here's the thing. When we left for this long weekend, not one person was angry. Not one person was like, oh, I wish you were here. I needed your help. Everyone moved around, rescheduled an appointment here or there. Somebody covered the calls that I normally lead. And they were really, people that left me messages understood when I called them back a couple days later and just said, hey, please forgive me. I was in Texas with family. Not one person said anything bad. And I think so often that's a misconception we have. Oh, but I don't want to let so-and-so down, or they're going to think I should have, blah, 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 blah. No. Set the expectation. Surround yourself with people that are going to support you. And for the ones that come in our lives that sometimes won't support us, because there will be those people, that's just an evaluation of, is that someone that I need to be in a super close relationship with, or is that just someone that I need to limit my time with, right? So that I can bring in my energy to my family, my spouse, my kids, my business in the appropriate amounts. So I just want you to think about that. I trust that you're able to learn from that, and just was being super vulnerable with you. Like, it's finally happened for me. Like, I get it now. Like, it's finally, 39 years later, I'm like, holy crap, I get it. I like got it now. And I'm sure I'm going to stumble. We all do. And I'm going to go back to this time in Texas where I was able to do it and nothing fell apart. So I challenge you. First, think about, who do you want to be, right? What is your identity? Who do you want to be spiritually, mentally, emotionally, physically? What do you want to prioritize so that you can be that person? And stop using the excuse of work-life balance. There's never going to be a pure balance. And if you're someone that's feeling really heavily outbalanced on the work end right now, I'd encourage you to revisit identity and priorities and really be able to see nothing's going to catch on fire at work while you're gone. Nobody dies regretting the fact that they worked too little. We die with the regret that we didn't spend enough time with the ones we love. So think about that today. Go back, check in on who you are, who you want to be, identify your priorities, set some boundaries, and enjoy the freedom of being able to be you and love those ones in your life. Have a great day.